Hi, this is Jeff Rouse, executive producer of Our Story Productions. We're just getting ready to shoot some new shows of Martin County on TV. We haven't shot any for a while because of the coronavirus. We're glad to be back. Hope you enjoy the new shows. Some of the ones we're going to be showing in the near future will be from before the virus and some after. We hope you enjoy them all. Well, Steve, welcome to Our Story Studios.
Hi.
Nice to see you. I've known you for some time and had you do a little bit of work for us. Share with the folks what you do and who you are.
Well, I'm Steve Petrowiak, born and raised in Fairmont. Moved out of town for a couple years, lived in Mankato for a couple years, working for Arm & Glass up there. Had 3 kids. One's out in Idaho, the other another one's out by Sioux Falls, and one's around town here. So
you got a couple places to go and visit some kids out of town.
Exactly.
Yeah,
just had our first grandchild here a few months ago. So
congratulations.
Thanks.
Very, very cool.
So
now your business is
American Glass
and located at
Blue Earth Avenue in Fairmont.
Okay, awesome. Tell us a little bit about that and how it all started.
I used to work for Harman Glass years ago and got to the point where they're pulling benefits, stuff like that, so I figured it was time to move on and move back to the area and just start my own. And of course at the beginning it was real rough, but I'm glad I stuck it out because it's been very good.
And what year did you start?
The summer of '91.
Oh my goodness, so you've been at it a while.
Quite a while, so almost 30 years on my own.
So for some of us that went by quick.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. So now as far as the services that you offer, what kind of work do you offer as far as beyond windshields, or can they bring things in? And
most things I do is automotive glass, you know, side glass, back glass, windshields. I do some tractors, house windows. A lot of times if they can bring it in, that would be a lot better. I'm kind of limited as far as some of the house windows I can do, so I figure, well, there's another place in town that can take care of that, otherwise I'll do it. So.
Now, and after using your services in the past myself, are there some repair options or mostly replacement?
It seems like repairs, I kind of go in streaks. If I'm going to have one, I'm going to have a bunch. And yeah, if it's repairable, we should get it taken care of, you know, before it takes off. I mean, why disturb the adhesive that's already there? A lot of them, you know, people think that, oh, you do a repair and it's going to be as if nothing happened. It says, no, that's not quite right. It's just to keep it from growing. And so right in the line of vision, it doesn't really work all that well. But
so now when you say repair, what type of thing could they expect?
The simplest way to describe that is injecting a glue, just gluing it all back together. It's a polymer resin, so when it's all cured up, it's plastic is what's getting injected in there, and it gets hardened up with ultraviolet light and just glues it back together. It probably makes it 95% better than what it was, depending on the chip. There's some where it's really crunched up and it has a milky look to it.
Is that a preferable option to replacement for insurance purposes?
Oh, insurance companies love it because it's a lot cheaper. A lot of them will even waive the deductible to get a chip repair done.
Do you find some people come too late for that kind of a project?
The sooner you can get in, the better. Some of them, they'll wait a few days or a week, and by that time some of them, I shouldn't say a lot, take off. And I've had some I've had some where it's been there a couple of years and not an issue.
I've had a couple that say I should go in, and then all of a sudden I don't, and it runs across the windshield and things. Now, you mentioned most everything's in your location, but do you go out to locations too?
Yeah, I do have a road service, so I mean, if I can go and do it, depending on the job. For the most part, I can do anything out on the road. It's just I'm kind of limited if the pinch weld is rusty or whatever. It's better if it was in the shop so I can clean it up the proper way.
Preferable to bring it in.
Right. So, but no, I can go out and do the job out on the road, or I can even, if it's real close, I can pick it up, bring it to the shop, deliver it. So.
Wonderful. Steve, we do a segment on almost every show that shows some historic things that have happened on television shows done in the past. Would you like to see one of those?
Sure.
It's on a segment we like to call
Martin County on TV Flashback.
Jeff Hagan and myself get to work with budding reporters, camera people, and TV show producers when we spend time in the media productions class at Fairmont High School. Last year, we gave the students in this class their own segment on Hometown Focus called Student Slice. It lets the Hometown Focus viewers gain the teenage perspective on some aspect of each show's theme. And as you well may guess, it tends to vary, oh, so slightly, from the adult viewpoint. One of my favorite Student Slice reports is from last January, when Governor Jesse Ventura visited our area and invited only one local reporter, teen Chris Hoffman, to a one-on-one interview. In an intriguing editing style, classmate Levi Jessen captured what it was like to prep for a meeting with the guy who runs the state of Minnesota.
Hi, I'm Levi Jessen, here with Student Slice. Our governor, Jesse Ventura, was in town a couple days ago, and Chris Hoffman was lucky enough to get an interview with him. So I followed Chris around to see what it was like to interview our governor, Jesse Ventura. Let's take a look.
Kathy helped me with the questions, and I just jotted down the questions. I didn't really follow them too much. I just sort of said how I wanted to say it.
Well, the thing I was thinking about last night, this is going to be played over the school system.
Yeah.
Are you going to ask him at all to have, if he has a message for high schoolers?
Okay, which one was I going to ask now?
So
this
probably
one?
this and this.
Okay.
This first.
This first thing
This
going
first
to
and then
this.
this.
Philosophy on telecommunications.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I looked over and raised his hand when Jesse asked if anybody has never had
People ask me if I'm getting nervous. That's what's making me nervous.
Was it a lot of fun?
Of course it was a lot of fun. I wasn't really nervous until he actually came in there. You know, when I saw him a little ways away, he didn't look that tall, but then when I'm looking at it, then it's like, whoa. Excuse me, big man.
That's over here?
Yep.
You mean I get a live reporter this time?
Hello, Governor. I'm Chris Hoffman. Hey, how's it going? This is Chris Hoffman, a Fairmont media student at Fairmont High School. I'm here today with our governor, Jesse the Mind Ventura. I just had a little sweating problem, that was it. Any advice for kids who would want to do this? You don't really need to take it too seriously, especially when you're dealing with Jesse Ventura. I mean, he's just a regular guy. It was fun. Just, you know, don't get all uptight about it. Just go and do it.
Martin County on TV Flashback.
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Absolutely. Do you, as far as if somebody hasn't used your services before, give you a call, stop in, you know, what's the best way to contact you and let you know?
You can give us a call. We can look up to see what options your vehicle has. Some of them, there's quite a few options, so it's good to bring it in or even have the VIN ready so I can always call the manufacturer and get a build sheet on it to see which one it takes and go from there. But at least if they bring it in, then I can look at it. Some of them are very straightforward to where you don't even need to bring it in. There's only a couple options where it's easy to figure out.
How about as far as insurance? Do you work with insurance companies or do they? The
majority of the jobs I do is through insurance. Yeah, we deal with a lot of them, but even if we call the insurance company, they're going to call and verify with them anyways, so it's almost better really for them to initiate the contact with the insurance company so that way they know what's going on.
So let's say I come in and want some work done. Are we just kind of at the mercy of the what the insurance company agrees to, or how does that work?
Oh no, actually the customer has the choice of where to go. The insurance company cannot tell them. It is illegal in Minnesota. I mean, I've had some customers come in and says, well, they told me I'm supposed to go here. And it says, no, that's not true. A lot of the 800 numbers that you call that's on your card, you're not talking to your insurance. You're talking to the network.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the insurance company has no idea what's going on. It's that network, and there's one network in particular, they have their own shops. So they tried, yeah. So they say that we have the right to choose, but I noticed that all the time they have one of their shops in the choice, and they leave others out when it's
So, as a customer, you can stay local. We can take care of local businesses and get a proper done by a professional locally.
Right.
And it's our choice as the insured.
Yep. And I feel, by doing it locally, why support a shop or another town where a shop comes out of? Because you're paying.
Oh, absolutely.
The money's going there. You're helping them out. You're not helping the community out where, I try to buy local as much as I can.
Sure.
A lot of times these networks, they tell us what we charge. So it doesn't matter if I'm doing it or if somebody comes in and do it, it's going to be the same charge. So why not keep it local?
Absolutely. Steve, tell me biggest change or some of the changes in your industry in the last 30 years you've been doing this.
Oh boy. Well, other than the urethanes, for the most part, because back, when I started, there's probably more gasket style where there was no urethane, or they have the butyl tape and like the backfill, like I was saying. But
tell urethane. What is urethane?
That is the glue that holds the windshield in.
Oh, very important.
Yes, and there's some jobs where they don't use primers and there are some primerless urethanes, but I've had some where they said it leaks, so I go in there and I could push the windshield out because the urethane was letting go because the primer wasn't put on.
Henceforth, I'm sure one reason to work was with your business rather than have old friend Jimmy do it in his backyard, correct?
Yeah, because a lot of them will come in, or some comes in, I need to buy some urethane. So, no, you got to have primer. But if they don't know what they're doing, it's not going to really matter.
Absolutely. So tell me, Steve, you have a website, Facebook page?
Yep, got a website and Facebook. So.
And what can a customer look to find there besides basic contact information?
Yeah, basically it explains a little bit about us, the services we do. So
awesome. Very good.
Pretty straightforward.
Well, this has been very informative. Thank you for serving our community for almost 30 years. And I think, you're a young guy. You could run this to 50.
Let's go
for 40.
My body's feeling it already.
Let's go for 40.
Yeah, we'll work on one at a time.
Thanks for coming on, Steve.
You bet.
Well, welcome to Our Story Studios.
Thank you.
Welcome. Tell the folks who you are and what you do.
My name is Kim Garbers, and I am an owner and agent for Fairmont National Agency.
I'm Adam Garbers, and I am also one of the owners and an agent at Fairmont National as well.
Related?
It's my son.
All right, I love it. So, Kim, tell us a little bit about your family and how long you've been in the area.
I have been married for 46 years, almost 47, to Mick, my husband. We have had 3 wonderful boys. One lives in Sioux Falls. He is married with 3 children. One lives in Mankato. He has 5 children.
Oh, my goodness.
And Chief lives here in Fairmont, and they have 4 girls.
Wow.
They're fun.
Wow. Boy, and I bet when all the grandkids get together, is it a little hectic or is that just my imagination?
It is so much fun. Yeah. Christmas can be over the top.
So cool. Awesome.
We love it.
Yeah, my wife and I, we live just west of town a couple miles. We have 4 girls. I have an older one, a middle one, and then I have twins.
Twins?
Yeah, twins. They're all girls, and they're all like their grandma.
Yeah, that's good.
Perfect.
My husband and I moved back in 1979. We'd only been married for 5 years, and I got into I kind of started with Militello Motors and was an F&I, finance and insurance. That was my first experience with insurance, 1987.
Oh my goodness.
So I've been in it a few years. Was a CSR for State Farm for about 5 years, and then I decided I wanted to own my own. So I came to Fairmont National Agency and had partners Rod Heinrich and John Welshland until they both passed away.
well-known gentlemen in town.
Yes, they were. They were a lot of fun too. I miss them all the time.
Absolutely. And when did you come on board?
I came on board in 2015, right after actually Rod and John had passed. Is when I had my license. Previous to that, for 4 years before that, just kind of doing some work, outside of the office a little bit. I still lived in Mankato at the time, but I moved back after they both had passed.
So tell us a little bit about the business. Again, the name of the business is?
Fairmont National Insurance Agency.
And what do you offer to the customer?
We have property casualty, so we have home and auto. We have business, life and health. Those have changed quite a bit. And commercial insurance, pretty much
the full
house. Yeah.
Very cool. What has changed the most in your industry? You've been in the business a while, and you've been here a while already. So you, I'm sure, have seen many changes in the industry. Give me some examples.
I think regulation probably is one of the biggest things that have changed. When I started in the industry, life insurance application was maybe 3 pages and a signature. It is now 27 pages and about 8 signatures. So that has really changed a lot, the regulations. The other thing that I think has changed a lot is technology.
Of course.
That's big. We do a lot as far as we have clients all over. We have them up in Minneapolis, we have them in Iowa, South Dakota, all over. And, with technology, it's great to stay in contact with him. Absolutely. He knows more about that than I do. He's really made me come out of my shell with technology.
Well, do your customers now more and more use the technology, or are some of the customers you've had for the years still like kind of that personal one-on-one touch and coming in?
I believe they like the one-on-one.
Yeah.
I like the one-on-one too. It's we can do it all online or over the internet or whatever you want to call it. But for the most part, it's much better, I think, even just as far as for us to be there, to go there. I still put a ton of miles on going visiting people. So if
someone has some interest in your services, you'll come out and visit them at their home?
Yeah, it not only gives us a chance to look at their home and look at the property and know what we're doing.
Sure.
Rather than just some old outdated pictures on the internet, we can actually get in there and see what's going on, and if there's something new or different, and that's the other thing too, where not everybody always calls us and tells us what's new and different at their place. So sure. It's good to just go out and visit it.
And you can give them advice based on what you've seen.
Absolutely.
I can see where that would be awesome. Do you find that your customers are a certain age group, or is it a wide variety? And you probably have customers that have generational.
4 generations.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I've got some 4 generations, so I've been in it quite a while. I do love the people to come in and see me. Obviously, I'm really big in Medicare. I do a ton of that. Health insurance. I do the mom and dad type things,
okay.
The autos and the homes.
Sure.
And Adam is really focused a lot on commercial.
Awesome. Well, and how big an area? I know with the internet it's wide open, but how big an area do you think, for the most part, do you cover? Do you go 100 miles direction around, or would that pigeonhole it too much because of the internet?
I would say the bulk of it is within 50 miles.
Okay.
I would say that's a bulk. But I mean, we do have some as far as Ely. I mean, up that way. So I mean, because it's a relationship thing. It's not always, being Absolutely. That we can do it. It's a relationship you develop with the people.
Sure.
And they, we trust them. They trust us. That's how it works. So.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So if someone wanted to get more information or possibly get a quote, how does that come about?
Easiest way is probably just to give our office a call. Mm-hmm. We do have, on our website, you can go on there and fill out the quote request form on there as well.
Awesome.
And does kind of go through some of our history and some of those things too on there. And then there's also links to all of our companies, because we're not just set for one company, we have multiple. So we also post all the links for all the companies we have on there too. So
they can go to your website. Or I'm assuming you have a Facebook page.
Absolutely.
So be sure and like them on Facebook.
Thank
you. Do you welcome people to contact you if they would like to do a little shopping and cost of their current insurance needs?
Yeah, we'll actually, with the information, we won't run it at just one place. We will run it at multiple to see what suits you best. Because I mean, every company is a little bit different in their rules and different things. And what we'll do is we'll put you into all of them to see which one fits you the best.
You know, you may have noticed in the past, a lot of times we show clips from Hometown Focus or Focus on Fairmont on our show. And we would like to show one of those right now. Would you like to see it?
I'd love to see it.
We are now then going to go to
Martin County on TV Flashback.
Welcome back to Hometown Focus. I'm Kathy Evangelista. Our guest today has had a very busy summer, what with opening an aquatic park, planning a mayor's convention, and finishing up a 5-year stint as mayor of Fairmont. So we'd like to welcome Mayor Donna Holstine.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Great. I'm glad you could come. We do have a lot of things to talk about. You were very busy here this last few months of your run here in Fairmont.
Definitely. It's been an exciting time for the whole community.
Now, I think probably one of the things that was really made you happy and fulfilled your time here, your years here, was the aquatic park opening.
Without a question, and I think the results of, we had almost over 33,000 people use it in a 6-week period, and people came from all over the surrounding area, so it's a real plus. It's a credit to the community, actually.
It really is. Now, we all know there were some delays at the beginning, and there was a lot of rumors flying around. Did that bother you, or did you just knew what was going on, right?
Not at all. I think in a situation like that, you have to keep your eye on the goal, and the goal was to open it for everyone in Fairmont, and we accomplished that, and obviously it was tremendously successful.
Would you ever make any changes now that you've gone through a year? Have you had any kind of meetings like that to discuss how it went?
Not really. I have to credit Jim Zarling, the city administrator, because he basically has handled all of that. And I know that he'll be meeting with the staff that worked with it, and they'll be coming up with new ideas for next year.
And I think we actually, if we keep looking at the video, I think there's a man in a brown suit coming up, looks a lot like Jim Zarling.
That's Jim.
That, you know, he didn't put on there he is. He didn't put on a swimsuit, but, you know, he dresses up for the special occasions,
Without
right?
a question.
Right. Well, did you have any major comments come back from just the casual user of the aquatic park? Anything that anybody said, negative or positive, something that sticks out in your mind?
I think one of the most rewarding to me was the attitude of the children within the community, because in a community with 5 lakes, it's so important that they all know how to swim. And so not only did they have fun, but they also learned, a number of them learned how to swim this summer, and the appreciation is there. And I think there were a lot of people who were naysayers who felt that maybe we were going the wrong direction, and I had many come up to me, and I know the other council members received the same comments, that they realized what a great asset it is for the community.
Well, I have to say, I went there. I only got to go once. I went with both my children, a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and they had the time of their life. So I think, you know, being a mother of small children, it was a great asset to the community.
Without a question. I think even the adults enjoyed it. So.
Oh, I had a good time.
Good.
There's enough shade for me to sit
That's
there.
always good to hear.
Yeah. Well, we had another big thing happening in Fairmont this summer. You probably heard a lot more negative than positive on that, and that was the downtown construction project. How do you think it's going?
Actually, it's going very well, and I can honestly say that we had anticipated that there would be some complaints, but it's been amazing to us the number of people that are so positive. The downtown business owners have been patient. The people in the community realized that they needed to shop downtown. The construction company was just wonderful, and Bolton and Mank couldn't have been better. So in talking with mayors of other communities, we really had, I can say, 0 problems by comparison. We're right on target. In fact, people have said that the construction company didn't even let the dust settle when it, before they were out there working again. So hopefully by October 1st, within that range, things will be opened. We're excited about the sidewalks, the lights, the whole new atmosphere down there will be fun.
And that's what people are really going to notice. They're not going to remember all the work that was done underneath, which was so very important. But if it comes out looking beautiful, I think it'll all be, they won't remember walking under the front loaders and all those other things. And really, to be honest, I think you're right. I really never had trouble getting into any of the businesses. Sometimes it was funny trying to figure out where to park.
Challenge, maybe, but
other than that, yeah, and the business owners were very positive, very upbeat about it.
And we hope that people continue to, you know, shop downtown right now because the business owners do need it. And the city worked with the Downtown Association, and I have to compliment all of them. They were just terrific, and this was like over a 2-year period. And, you know, a lot of the design was theirs, and if anyone wishes to stop down in City Hall, they can see what the plan is. If any of the business owners choose to go with awnings and, you know, continue to create the atmosphere.
Now, I was talking to one business owner down there just yesterday, and they said that within 2 weeks that the sidewalk will be poured in front of their place.
Correct.
Do you anticipate it being in pretty good shape by the time your mayor's convention comes to town?
Well, I don't think it will be, but considering the fact that they're all mayors and they're all used to this type of, you know, I guess when you're in a position such as we are, you look at anything like this as progress. And so I think that if they look around this community and they look at the downtown, that's all they'll see. So we're going to do tours of the aquatic park and the downtown and the incubator and the community as a whole. So we have people coming from all over.
It sounds exciting. You've been planning this for a while, right?
Yes, I took over as president of the mayors last October, and so it's been a year-long project, and we have a lot of entertainment for them, but we also have a working session. And one of the highlights, I feel, not only to be able to showcase our community, is that we have 2 natives. Warren Nelson will be here on Friday and Saturday night down at the Opera House. We're extremely proud of his achievements. He'll be doing portions of the Martin County Hornpipe. And then Petra Marquardt, who spoke at our meeting last year, was such a success that we asked her to come again this year, and she'll be doing a seminar during the day for the mayors.
Sounds like you've got them busy. Keeping them busy and entertained.
Without a question.
Now you're ending your mayoral time here in Fairmont. What are you going to do what are you going to do here in your free time? I highly doubt you're going to have much free time.
I've done this through Safety Council, City Council, and Mayor for over 24 years, and so I have lots of projects that need to be looked at, and just take some time off and have some new projects, and I'm sure I'll continue to be involved in the city. It's part of me. So,
well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for all your hard work in our town.
Thank you.
Martin County on TV, Flashback.
Now, wasn't that interesting?
Yes, it was great.
If someone wants a quote and wants to see what things cost, what should they expect to see or find out when they do that?
I think the opportunity for us to have several different companies for them to for us to quote them in is really an advantage for us. We don't have just one company. That's all you get is the one quote. We'll take a look at all of the options that we have and definitely give you the best value. The best premium doesn't always mean it's the best value, but we want to put it all together and make sure that you are covered completely and that everything that we do for you is what fits your needs. So we will design our policies and our quotes to fit you.
And things are changing all the time.
Right.
New coverages come out. So we are really good, I feel, at going over those things with you and doing a review, you know, if whether it's every year or at least every other year,
sure,
to make sure that there isn't some new things and some things that you have bought or sold in the meantime.
Very helpful. Thank you very much for sharing this information.
Thank you.
Be sure and like their Facebook, check out their website, and I can't thank you enough for both coming. Nice to see you.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, another episode of Martin County on TV. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we welcome you to tune in again. Thank our sponsors for making this happen, and remember, it's not just the past, but the present that tells our story.